In 1965, a spacecraft was flying over the Sahara Desert. The two astronauts sitting in between were looking at the desert with a lot of wonder. But suddenly they noticed such a thing in the middle of the Sahara, which was very strange. The names of these two astronauts were James McDavid and Edward White. They both see a structure in the sand of the Sahara in the shape of a human eye. The surprising thing is that within this structure there is a pupil like the shape of a human eye. This eye is about 265 kilometers long and 70 kilometers wide. This total area is more than 18,500 square kilometers. Its diameter is 40 kilometers. This huge, mysterious structure can only be seen from space, and it is known as Eye of the Sahara or Richard structure. Now you might think a big asteroid hit here, but in reality nothing like that happened. Scientists have so far not found any asteroid impact marks from here, and this is the only reason why this structure has puzzled scientists till date. We have no idea how this strange and perfect round shape was formed in the Sahara, which stretches for thousands of miles. But historians mention the city of Atlantis as a famous city lost in ancient history. It has a lot in common with him. Not just one or two, but numerous designs of Atlantis prove that it was once a very advanced civilization, whose city is built in the shape of a ring, and each ring was connected to each other by bridges. And the sea water that flowed beneath it, the Eye of the Sahara and the Atlantic City interpretation have many similarities. If we talk about its location, then 2,500 years ago, Greek historian Herodotus made a map of the world at that time. In this map of his, he mentions a city named Atlantis in the west of Africa. If this map is matched with the current map. However, the location of Atlantis matches the location of the Eye of the Sahara. 2,000 years ago, Roman geographer Pomponius Mela created a world map. A city named Atlantis is mentioned in this. The orientation of this map is east, but if it is rotated to north, it can be seen that the city of Atlantis is mentioned to the northwest of the city. Once again, the location of the city of Atlantis on the map matches the Eye of the Sahara. If the Richard structure is seen from the ground, its rings are so large that if a person stands between them, he will not know where he is standing. But archaeologists have not found any artifacts or skeletons from here, which would prove that an advanced civilization once settled here. On the other hand, no other structure like Richard's has been found in the world. And this is why it remains a mystery to scientists. According to Plato, Africa has a mountain range to the south. And Richard's structure, if seen on Google Map, then several such lines can be seen near its mountain. And these lines are formed because of the river that flowed thousands of years ago. And even today spring water can be seen in some places near this huge circle. And for this reason, many people think that Atlantis existed in the Sahara of Africa. The total area of the entire desert is 9 million square kilometers. The Sahara is so big that 11 countries are part of it. The most interesting thing about this desert is the vast white desert of Egypt, which gives the look of 8 regions during the day. Its white sand and white limestone formations look as if someone carved it specially with sepals. But the real fact is that this place was under the ocean years ago, 250 million years ago when dinosaurs ruled our Earth. At that time there was a sea called Tethys in this place, and the layers of this limestone were stored at the bottom of the sea. But with the passage of time, when new continents were formed, the oceans ceased to exist here. And on these accumulated layers the wind starts to blow for the first time. And due to the erosion of the wind, the tiny particles of limestone are dispersed in the form of sand. And gradually it transforms into a white desert. This is the only reason behind the formation of not only the white desert but the entire Sahara Desert. Where there was white limestone, white desert became. And where there was sandstone, the orange desert became. This unlimited sand of the Sahara may seem like an unnecessary thing. It is not required to make a mixture for construction work, and it has no other product use. But in reality, it is the sands of the Sahara that keep the trees of the Amazon rainforest, for 1,000 kilometers away, alive. Every year, millions of tons of sand are blown across the ocean and fall into South America. And this sand contains 0.08% phosphorus. Experts believe that dustiness is enough to maintain the phosphorus levels of the Amazon jungle. Phosphorus is washed down rivers with rainwater from the Amazon jungle. But if the phosphorus of the Sahara does not go to the Amazon forest, then there will be a deficiency of phosphorus in the soil here. As a result, new plants will not be able to grow. Therefore, without this sand of the Sahara, the Amazon jungle would not exist today. There is a place in the Sahara Desert called Ani to Plato, where there is a secret garden. This place is a stopover for pilgrims traveling through the hot desert. Utras drink water here, and there are cold caves for travelers to rest. And in these caves, some samples of the ancient Sahara can still be seen, which proves that at one time the Sahara was full of green forests. Numerous rock art can be seen inside the cave, among which cow art is the most. These animals are found there, where there is enough grass for them. But today no other animals are seen here except camels. Until the 1940s, only a few African lions could be seen here, but now they are also extinct. The mystery of the strange gemstone in the necklace of the ancient Egyptian king Tutankhamun is hidden in the Sahara. This stone has puzzled researchers for years. It is a natural glass stone, which is not found anywhere else in the world. When researchers failed to solve the mystery of the stone, they thought it might be from another planet. But after much research, it is known that its origin is in Sahara. A number of such rocks lie on the sand near the Sahara, Libya, and at a distance a crater of 1,000 feet can be seen. Researchers think that at some point there was a huge meteorite here, due to which this crater is created. Dr. Farouk Albaz, after doing a lot of research, he commented that at one time this place of Sahara was full of greenery, rivers existed here, and this work is about 3 million years old. He also said that the place where the meteorite fell was a mountain of sandstone. When the meteorite hit the sandstone, it melted the sandstone within a second. And when molten liquid lava comes in contact with water, it cools instantly. And this kind of strange silica work is created. And by the current of the river, they come 100 kilometers away to Libya. In 2012, some Polish oil company workers found a wrecked aircraft in the middle of the Sahara. This aircraft was a P-40 Kitty Hawk. On June 24, 1942, flight pilot Danish Cope was en route to Egypt under the name Sahara, when the flight's engine suddenly failed, and it crashed into the Sahara. And since then both the plane and the pilot of the plane disappeared. Archaeologists compare the search for this plane lost in World War II to the search for Tutankhamun's tomb. This aircraft was in perfect condition for 70 years, since this place in the Sahara is desolate, so no one has touched it till now. Archaeologists have found many skeletal remains of pilots around this plane, but no trace of him was found. There is only a shelter made with a parachute next to the plane, and it looks like the pilot took shelter here. But when the food and water ran out, he went out in search of a nearby place for safety. Since the aircraft crashed about 200 miles from the nearest city, so he could not reach that far on foot. He died here due to hunger and thirst. In November 1974, the Hadar region of Ethiopia, which is located in the Sahara, archaeologists find the oldest human skeletons from here. This skeleton was 40% complete, which is about 3.2 million years old. The area that many religions have spoken of as the beginning of human civilization is in present-day Africa, and it is scientifically proven that mankind first originated in Africa. Archaeologists have found human skeletons as well as ancient animal fossils from here. This clearly shows that at one time the Sahara Desert was habitable. Friends, that's it for today. Farewell for now. See you again in the next episode. And please subscribe my channel. Thank you.